and welcome to your weekly juice. It's Louisa Jewell here. I'm the author of Wire Your Brain for Confidence. And today I'm with my dear friend Emilia Zhivotovskaya. We are at the top of River House. Yes? And we're in New York City and just taking some time in this holiday season to appreciate each other and take a few moments to remember the people that we love in our lives. So I'm so here to be with Emilia and enjoying her and appreciating this time that we have together. And the reason why I wanted to do this podcast with Emilia today is because of anybody that I know. Emilia is so productive. She gets so much done. It's crazy. And I thought, I would really love to know, and I think maybe my audience would like to know, how does she do it? How does she keep her energy so high, and how does she get so much done? So, Emilia, let us in on your secret.
It's a hard one to say because I wonder how easy or how weird this might sound. So, forgive me, watchers, if this makes no sense to you at all, but the truth is, I feel like I've worked so hard to only take aligned action. Like I only really act when I'm inspired. So while I do a lot of things, I really feel my way through the day. Like I have my systems that keep me really organized. So I've got a place where I keep track of my ideas, and I work really hard to just feel like I'm centered, because when I don't, there's so much going on in my life and so many different projects and things that need to be done. And when I come from that place, then I just feel like I'm inundated, and I sometimes feel like I'm drowning with all of my to-do lists. So definitely on the one hand, I keep very organized, and I use bullet journaling to kind of make my journal and my planner a work of art, a place that I want to come to, a place that I know how to organize my thoughts. But then I really focus on asking myself, what do I want to do right now? And I don't have to get it all done. I can't do it all, but I just have to get started. And so I just focus on little action steps and doing things that really light me up in the moment. And if it doesn't light me up, I just don't do it, which is like really weird to say, right? I kind of feel like I should be like,
what about like invoicing or something? So do you do that when you're inspired to? Is that how it works?
One of the things I try to do is, if I can outsource to other people who get delight in doing those sort of things, I outsource, I hire out. I believe in putting aces in their places, so people should feel joyful about what they're doing. So invoicing does not make me feel joyful. And so what often happens is I put off invoicing until I feel like, oh no, now I have to send them a message to tell them why my invoice is so late. And that makes it even later, because now it's not just like a quick throw the invoice together. Now I have to put together a whole explanation, and then next thing you know, you even self-doubt yourself, like, should I have even been getting paid for that in the first place? And so that just becomes a disaster. So that I've learned the hard way. But then even the things I don't want to do, if I allow myself to, I either choose to get aligned and joyful about doing them, or I wait till I'm joyful and aligned in doing them. So I remind myself the why behind why am I doing this thing that I'm doing? So I ask myself, how do I get myself inspired by this thing that I'm going to do? And oftentimes it's my mind that makes all of these tasks out to be much more than it actually has to be. So I just try to be really present with whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm doing it, and remind myself that these are things that I've chosen to do, and that I wanted to do these things. I don't have to do them. And then I just listen. And there is a point where it's like, it's a Sunday morning, and yeah, like I am in the mood to invoice, or I am in the mood to finally get this thing going. So either get myself into that place. And some of the research on procrastination I think is really amazing. Particularly recently, researchers have found that people use procrastination as an emotional coping mechanism. And so I think I spend a lot of time also asking myself, am I resisting doing this task? Is it not the right time for me to do this task? So this morning I got to work on my podcast, and I didn't want to do it. But I realized the reason I didn't want to do it is because the study I was referencing, I wasn't really quite sure about it. Did I get all the details? And I had emotional resistance. It's not that I didn't want to do it. So that was something I had to push through. But other times it's just not the right time to do things. But it's kind of how I feel like I go about my life, is I feel my way through, and I do my best to just do things that are really inspiring.
That's great. Well,
you.
That was amazing. Thank you. And
Thank
you know,
you. Thank you, guys.
Amelia is doing amazing things, and Amelia runs. Why don't you tell our group? Yeah. What
Yeah.
you do.
So we run the Flourishing Center, and we do positive psychology training programs and educational experiences. We sometimes call them edutanial because they're educational, they're entertaining, they're social, they bring people together. So we run positive psychology training programs all over the world, including Canada and Toronto and Saskatoon and Vancouver, all over the U.S. And we train people who are passionate about helping others and making an impact in the world, and we give them the tools and the skills that they need to do that.
Amazing. And I love teaching CAP, so we'll put some links below because we'll set some new dates for the spring. And I'm just so grateful to have you in my life as my good friend, my very, very dear friend. I'm so inspired by everything you do. And I love this idea of having inspired action, being inspired to do it. So I'm going to I'm going to meditate every morning and see what inspires me that day, because you just have so much more energy when you're inspired and not having that kind of resistance. So
Yeah.
that's great.
And I'm
Thank
so
you.
inspired by you and so grateful that I get to share my city with you.
Yeah.
I love having her in New York with us.
I'm really excited to be here. So thanks everyone. And I'm also really excited about my new webinar series that's starting on January 9th. We're gonna set some goals. We're gonna set some inspiring goals for 2018. 2018 is gonna be the year that you make it all happen. So I'll have links below to that as well. So sign up and register, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in 2018. Happy holidays. I
Happy
hope you're
holidays.
enjoying the holidays and with your family and friends, and I hope you get some time to do what I'm doing today, hanging out with your best friends. All right, bye everyone. Now
Bye, everybody.
we'll
Happy
see you
holidays.
next time. Go kick some butt.